Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about the Hulu original series, 9 Perfect Strangers. I absolutely loved this series. There is 8 episodes within the series. They run about 45 minutes, give or take, maybe an hour. I really can't remember, but it doesn't even matter because this was one of those series where the show really sucked me in. I wasn't watching it with my phone. I wasn't watching it while playing Candy Crush. You know what I mean? It was one of these things that I gave my full hard-on attention to, and I was just so amazed that something from 2021 was this good. I understand it's a book. I've never read the book or like any of the stories or anything like that. I've only seen the show. It stars Nicole Kidman, who is just like a vision of awe. And then Melissa McCarthy, who I absolutely friggin' adore. I just love her face. Every time I see Melissa McCarthy, I just feel like this overwhelming beam of sunshine and happiness and laughter. And I just feel like overwhelmingly like just good. I love all of her work. Like she just has this way about her where she makes everything feel good and she's funny. And I love that type of energy from somebody. So she sold it for me. If she wasn't in it, I probably would have never watched this series. So thank you, Melissa. I'm going to go off a few of my notes that I have in my blog here because it's a lengthy background for this show. Anybody that is into blogs or likes to read things like that, I have a thing full of movie reviews and TV reviews. I'm trying to get back into it. It's called nixflix.blogspot.com. I'll leave a link down below if you want to check it out. If not, no big deal, but it is free. I try to make it interesting. But I'm going to start off with just by going a little bit about the series and then go to each character. Tranquillum is a retreat in the middle of like this beautiful, kind of like a serene jungle. It has its barriers and gates, so it has to be kind of like closed off so nobody can really get into it. It has to be very solace for somebody. Masha, who is played by Nicole Kidman, is a Russian woman that you don't know this in the beginning, and anybody that has this in their playlist or a list to watch and you really don't want to hear any spoilers, you might want to not watch this right now. But anybody that's seen it, I want to talk about this because it is so impressive and I absolutely love it for something that's new and really kept my attention. I'm going to lay all the cards out on the table, like spoilers, everything. But Nicole Kidman plays Masha. She's a woman from Russia, and like I said, you don't know this in the beginning, but it bleeds in and out throughout the end of the episodes toward the conclusion of the series. She had a daughter that was killed in Russia, and then it was a simple car accident. It wasn't like a murder or anything like that. It was an accident. But it really stuck with her and hurt her, and then she threw her life into her work, and then Masha was gunned down by somebody in a parking garage. She didn't know who it was. She had this near-death experience, came back to life, and then discovered that she wanted to be reborn and give everybody this chance to be reborn who's ever going through a devastating loss or is stuck in a rut, depression, whatever. You could come to this place, Tranquillum, that she makes. Tranquillum is the name of their retreat. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking so fast because I just feel like so much to get through. But she makes this retreat called Tranquillum, and she slips in, whether it's in smoothies, food, drinks, whatever, she slips in microdoses of hallucinogenics in her customers. I don't know what you call that. The people that come to the retreat. But she feels that in these micro doses that it can help open and expand your mind to a more positive way of life or thinking or seeing things, get you out of that dark place and open up and expand your mind and go live a happier and healthier life, hopefully from this retreat experience. I don't know. I find it to be very strange, but I have heard of things like that, so this is not so out of the ordinary. But wherever they shot this, I don't know if it was Australia. I thought it was Hawaii, but I think it might have been Australia, but it is just absolutely beautiful. I think wherever they shot this was really awesome. Okay, we did Masha. Okay, Frances, played by Melissa McCarthy. I absolutely love her. Like I just said, I just can't, like, she was the reason I watched it. She sold it for me. I loved it. She plays Frances, an author that recently finds out from her agent and her publisher that she's being dropped as an author. Her books aren't selling. Her stories aren't going anywhere. So her career is coming to a complete and total devastating halt. She's also dealing with an online relationship where this guy had made up all these stories to get money out of her. And she ends up sending him, you know, a couple $1,000s in order to help his kid that's sick or whatever. And it's really funny because Melissa's actual husband, Ben, plays the online boyfriend in this series. But, you know, that's a little tidbit for you. That's her real husband. Anybody that didn't know that. But I'm sure many of you knew that. So she's dealing with trying to get over the lie, betrayal, extortion of money from this man, and also dealing with how is she going to keep up any type of creative lifestyle now that her job as an author has just gone completely down the tubes. So that's why she comes to Tranquillum in order to deal with that, and it's pretty interesting. She runs into another guy that's coming in for a retreat. His name is Tony, and they seem to hate each other in the beginning. But, you know, you could tell that little cat and mouse, like, love game, pitter-patter type of thing is going on between the both of them. And it ends up being really cute. And I'm not really one for love stories, but it is freaking cute how they banter back and forth and they tease each other. I don't know. I like it. It's pretty cute. Okay. The Marconi family. You have Napoleon the dad, Heather the mom, and Zoe the daughter. All three of them come to Tranquillum in order to learn how to move on and, I guess, mourn the death of their son and twin brother, Zach. He committed suicide. They don't understand why. They try to go there to understand the ins and outs of something like that. The mom, Heather, is very closed off, very short with people. The dad, Napoleon, tries to keep a positive outlook, tries to keep both his wife and his daughter going. He feels like he's batting 1,000 trying with the mother. And the mother in the beginning is so rude to everybody because she can't get over the death of her son. Zoe was twins with Zach. She tries to play it off like she never had a close relationship with her brother. She doesn't want to talk about it. Her family ignores her. They only worry about recovering from the death of Zach. But as they go on, they learn they're being drugged with these hallucinogenics, and whenever they take a lot of this drug, they see visions of Zach and they talk to him and communicate with him, and then they try to work out the bumps to figure out why he did what he did, to spend a little more time with them, just get those last few moments back in as a family unit. And I really liked the dynamic of something that was so broken coming back together and like sewing it back up and being a family unit, and then having that closure finally. It was very, very heartfelt, very, I don't want to say mushy, but it was what it needed to be. And I thought everybody did an amazing job in their character. So that's a lot for 3 people. Okay, Jessica and Ben are a young married couple. I guess they are kind of going their separate ways. Jessica wants more relationship with Ben. She wants that passion back in their marriage. They've been dating and together since high school, and you kind of see them not separate, but you see them drift apart, but you see them come back real quickly, and that's why they're at Tranquillum, is in order to get whatever they had back into that strong bond. So they're not really a big part of the show. They go in and out, and, you know, they have their problems and things like that, but it's not really like something that you need to know. Lars, he is an undercover journalist that is pretending to be a patient, or, you know, I don't want to say patient, but he's pretending to be a person at the retreat just looking to get away from it all. But he's there because he knows of a man that went to Tranquillum, I think with his wife, and he had died. And there was rumors that it was an overdose of the drugs that Masha was giving him. But Masha says, no, 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 this man had health problems. It was a heart attack is what he died from. So Lars tries to sneak phones because you're not allowed to have electronics here and things like that. So he's trying to get every little bit of information he can get in order to make this huge article about Tranquillum and know exactly what's going on. Masha, in the beginning, she plays it off like she doesn't know what's going on, but she has this room where she has cameras everywhere, and she like watches and spies on everybody to make sure, you know, to see their acts and movements and things like that. So towards the end, she knows about Lars like openly and says, okay, fine, if you're gonna do a story, I want you to record everything as is. Take out your phone, record this, do this, do this. Make sure your notes are accurate. So there's that. Tony, this is funny. Tony is the one that in the beginning with Francis, they butt heads, and you can kind of tell there's like a friendly banter there, and you're like, oh, I wonder if something's gonna happen. But you know, they kind of play it off in the beginning. He's a pain pill addict, ex-pro football player. He's flying under the radar. Has his own problems with his two daughters that he doesn't speak with. But his main issue is his pill addiction, because he hurt, I think it was his back and his knee, really bad when he was playing football. So he ended up being addicted to painkillers, and he's coming here to try to wean himself off, but in the beginning it's very difficult, and he tries to sneak in the pain pills with, not knowing that he's taking the microdoses that Masha is giving him in the smoothies and in the food and everything else. So this guy just trips the hell out. But like I said, the more they get used to being in Tranquillum, the more drugs they take. It's really a fascinating journey that everybody seems to go on. But between Tony and Francis, they end up getting together, and it's really cute. I really like the dynamic between them two. Whew, okay, I am like speeding through here. The last one is Carmel. This character was all over the place. This person has so many portrayals in the series. She comes in as a mother of two that explains that her husband, the love of her life, the one that she thought she'd be together forever with, had cheated on her several times, as with this new woman that is taking care of her daughters, and she's broken up about that. I swear she has like borderline personality disorder, because she bounces back and forth between rage and sadness and depression and anger, and she actually ends up hitting one of the guests because she has so much anger and she can't control herself. She's just all over the place. She is a myriad of characters for this actress. I don't know her name, but she just did amazing because she had to be so many things in one place. You learn to find out that Masha had slept with Carmel's husband, and she was the one that shot Masha in the parking garage, but you don't know that until the end. So she was there to see what Masha was like, understand why her husband did what he did, and see if she can finish the job with Masha. So I was really impressed with that. This series was just so good. I can't, everything about it was just something new around the corner. And even though it may seem like it's been done before, it kind of doesn't, you know? And the way that Nicole Kidman, she's just like, she has these eyes that I swear, like you look at her eyes, and it's not just in this series, it's in many things that she's in. Her eyes are so intense. You can feel her emotions without her saying anything. And I swear her eyes change colors from like this really pale, soft, like heavenly blue to like this seafoam green. And then her like curiosity peaks, and then you get more into it and they become this really deep, like sharp blue. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I'm like watching her, I'm like, wow, she's got some eyes, and I never really noticed it. But in this, she kind of has like, she, you know, she wears all white, her hair is bleached, and her face is, I mean, she always had like a light complexion, but now you see her eyes more piercingly. And piercingly, is that a word? More, they pierce through everything. But I have to say, I was so happy to see this series be as awesome as it is. I've never had something like this, anything recently that has blown my mind, has been so, had to hold my attention for so long. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. If you want to chit chat about it, I would freaking love that. Hopefully I gave you some motivation to go watch it if you haven't seen it, or if it's in your list or anything like that. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.